On Tuesday night, we told you Dr. John Pollock's story, the GP terminally ill with cancer who was pleading for the right to be assisted to die. His story really resonated with you watching and has sparked a national discussion on whether it is time to review the law on euthanasia. But is the New Zealand Medical Association listening? Joining me now, Dr. John Pollock, and from the NZMA, Dr. Peter Foley. John, why do you think they should be listening?
Well, the New Zealand Medical Association represents all of the citizens in this country, and it represents the medical profession. 82%, it seems, of the citizens of this country are demanding that they have access to euthanasia if they want it. Now, as their representatives, we've got to do something about that. We cannot ignore that.
Or do you want to ignore it, Peter Foley? Is this a debate that, in many ways, doctors would prefer not to have?
Look, I'd like to start by first expressing our sympathy for John's position. Look, this is a debate that the NZMA is very happy for the public to have. John is incorrect in saying we represent the citizens of New Zealand. We represent a quality health system for those citizens. We are a caring profession. We are trained with a scientific and ethical basis to provide good care, quality care to patients. And in John's situation, we're very capable of providing good, high-quality palliative care for that patient.
But on your website, you actually say right at the top of your website that you are advocates for the citizens of New Zealand and for doctors.
We're advocates for patients, we're advocates for the health system.
Right.
But it's not a debate we can have without the doctors, is it?
Certainly, we have more information about dying, we're not and as we are about life. We are happy to be involved in this debate if the debate is about whether New Zealand should legitimise euthanasia. Euthanasia, by definition, is the act committed with the deliberate intent of killing someone. The New Zealand Medical Association finds that unethical, and even if it was made legal, would still hold that position.
Aren't doctors dancing on a fine line here? We heard when we did your story, John, and we've seen this in surveys, and a lot of doctors will privately admit we'll help someone along.
Under good quality euthanasia, there is often the double effect. In managing the symptoms of the patient, the amount of medication required to reduce the anxiety and the pain levels may, inconsequentially, lead to a shortening of that individual's life. And we have no problems with the ethics behind that practice of pragmatic, healthy medicine.
But 32% of doctors actually admitted several years ago that they administered those medications with the intention of shortening the life of the patients. I know many doctors who have actually deliberately shortened the lives of their patients.
I'm, Mark, and elevating the debate to the level of where the New Zealand Medical Association has the need and the right to express a professional, high ethical opinion. Individuals may choose at certain times to take different courses of action, but we're not moving at this stage from our position.
But the problem is, Peter, this is your interpretation of ethics. Ethics are not set in stone. They didn't come down as tablets from above.
No.
Ethics have changed over the years. Ethics in countries such as Switzerland and the Netherlands and Belgium and several other countries are different. Now, are you suggesting that you've got a higher, or that the NZMA holds a higher ethical standard than these other countries?
Our position, which is echoed around the world apart from 4 countries and 2 states of the United States, is the same. That the deliberate act with the intention of killing someone remains unethical. We are certainly open to the public having a debate about where euthanasia should fit into our society and what form of euthanasia that might be.
The problem is that you block what the government might do. The government will listen to the New Zealand Medical Association, and I believe that the New Zealand Medical Association neither represents the doctors in this country nor the citizens of this country. And it's all a matter of interpretation. You need to interpret the ethics.
John, we put a lot of, I suppose this is the thing, we put a lot of faith in doctors, don't we? They have an esteemed place in our society, and it's inevitable in this debate. We're going to want to hear what the doctors have to say.
Absolutely, and we're happy to be part of that discussion. It's very difficult when we've got an individual with emotional connection to the actual debate at the moment. John's used some figures about 82% and so forth. I don't think that it's time tonight to debate those actual figures. We have strong support from the medical profession for our position, backed up in a recent review of our ethics, which is it is a living document. Of course it's going to be changed over time and looked at.
John, can I ask you this, and I don't mean this as an insensitive question, but you're facing your own mortality.
Sure.
That's going to colour your judgment on this, isn't it?
No.
I mean, isn't you would for you to,
No.
to achieve something?
It has not. That colours my judgment, yes. But I have always been a very strong advocate of euthanasia all my practicing life.
Yes,
it seems crazy to me that it doesn't exist in this country, or shouldn't exist in this country. The fact that I'm going to die soon and possibly die a horrible death doesn't alter my position on euthanasia.
Mark, we're aware of John's position over a long period of time. John does not need to die a horrible death. With good, high-quality palliative care, the nurses and doctors of his health system should be able to provide him and his family with a very comfortable end-of-life experience.
Can I send you 40 or 50 or 60 emails that have been sent to me which prove quite the reverse?
Listen, we are sadly running out. There's a debate that's going to go on. Just finally, before we go, both of you agree, though, this debate needs to happen. And given their public interest in this right now, Peter, you feel it needs to happen?
This debate has happened in cycles. It happened in 1995, happened again in 2003. It may
Two
be
votes it missed by in 2003.
Maybe time for it to have it happen again. But our position is still very firm about the ethics of the situation.
This debate needs to happen, and the NZMA needs to change its position, and the government needs to do something about it, because that's what the citizens demand.
John Pollock, Peter Foley, thank you both for your time tonight.